Radio X. Serving the international expat community. Loving the city. Loving you. This is Radio X.
Now we are going to be talking about the issue of not just youth unemployment but interns' rights. There's going to be a couple of events down in Place Luxembourg and also at the European Parliament. First one is kicking off at 12:30. It's the European Interns Assembly, and at 3:30 is the Quality Internships Ways Forward. So in with me in studio now is Regis Pradal, who's a co-founder of InternsGoPro, Felicia Brighidau from a Communications Officer with JCI, the Heart of Europe, and I'm welcoming back to Radio X Kamil MROZ, Commissions Director with JCI, the Heart of Europe, and Magali Poublon, who's Campaign Director with JCI, the Heart of Europe also. Guys, very welcome back to Radio X. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, first question. Actually, why don't we just very quickly for the listeners remind them of who JCI, the Heart of Europe are?
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks again, Owen, for having us all back on. We're always so happy to come into the studio with you and chat about our big initiative.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. So for those guys who've already heard about JCI or who know a little bit about us from our previous events like the Your Future in Brussels project, we're an organization, really a bona fide volunteer organization trying to help young people, really empower young people to create positive change. We're project managers, professionals, people who do something in their full-time life, but in their free time come out, volunteer for JCI and just give their free time, energy, passion to make projects that help the community happen. And this is, I think another idea of collaborating to make something great happen, which I think we'll hear a bit about from the other guys. On to the event. Well, actually, just before the event, before we get onto that in particular, I want to find out a bit about the background to it. Why do we need an event like this? We'll go first to Regis.
Yeah, thanks, Owen. Basically exactly a year ago, we did something called the Sandwich Protest with interns of the United Nations, of the European Parliament, the European Commission, all the interns actually in...
Sandwich Protest?
The Sandwich Protest.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can only afford a sandwich when you're an unpaid intern, and it's the joke.
Things are that bad, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's sandwich every day, basically, right? I mean, I like sandwiches, but, fair enough. So the issue was, that was enough, so we actually did a protest in front of the European Parliament, 500 people on Facebook, 300 came on the day, and basically we protested against unfair internship conditions. But we realized that protesting is clearly not sufficient. That's why basically we jump on board the InternsGoPro project, which is a social enterprise I'm the co-founder with Pierre, Julien and Nicolas, and we decided to create a European label for quality internships to reward the good employers basically that offer good internships, quality internships.
Okay, I want to come on to the the whole area of harmonization across the EU in a little while, but I just want to ask you, where do JCI fit in with this?
Well, I guess it all loops back to the campaign for those who've heard the previous broadcast that we did with you, Owen. So basically, our campaign is an EU initiative that activates local heroes, as you know, to tackle youth unemployment in their local communities. And we really thought that this was another very powerful initiative that empowers those young people looking for a job or struggling to do internships after internships, being not paid or not sufficiently paid. So we thought it's really, really much aligned with our vision, which is a world where young people have a job, enabling them to build a future. We really share the same passion, and that's when we decided to jump on this project together with InternsGoPro.
Yeah, because to give a bit of background in terms of the numbers, I think that everybody needs to know the situation, which is totally striking and shocking. You have 4.5 million interns each year in Europe, and these are the numbers of the European Commission, and 60% of them are totally unpaid. That means nothing, nada, niente, totally just sandwich every day, and that's 40% have no contract, no social protection.
Hang on, 40% you said?
Yeah, 40%, no contract whatsoever. These are actually illegal internships to a large extent. No clarity of task, of course, but no social protection either. And then 30% have no learning content, so you just improve your coffee making skills.
Okay, and with regards to JCI, you guys, not just from Regis' point of view, you guys hear about this as well quite a lot from the youth when it comes to looking for work?
Well, actually, the people who were attending our events were kind of the same people, young international EU expats who are actually doing internships after internships. So it's really the same kind of people we met and the same comments, yes.
Maybe I can jump in as well. We try to help interns, graduates, and students who are going to be going through such a process, but also when that internship finishes, that they haven't been fairly paid, they haven't been able to save up, they haven't been able to start their professional career. JCI, we try to help those who are going to be entering this range of youth unemployment. And Regis mentioned, 4.5 million interns in Europe. Well, last time I checked, it was around 5.7 young unemployed people. That's huge, So those guys aren't covered. They don't have that career track. They don't have that support, and so you can see the vision here between what we do in helping young unemployed people and what Regis is doing with his team, which is to give them a dignified internship.
Yeah, and Felicia, you see this all the time that, people coming to you talk about exploitation. This is happening all over Europe. It's not just in one particular country. Isn't that right?
It's very true, and it's actually quite sarcastic and ironic to think about the fact that it's not about, what we would call black market in a sense of unemployment and undeclared working conditions, and this is happening in organizations that are quite big or quite renowned, and it's not a small boutique at the corner of the street that is not making a contract for all of their employees.
Okay, so we'll hold that thought because I have to run to an ad break now, and then we're going to return to this discussion regarding interns' rights across Europe and the issue of youth unemployment. So guys, stay with us. Loads more to come after the break. Stay with us.
This is RadioX.
Now back to our main feature this evening. We're discussing interns' rights and youth unemployment, a major issue at the moment. It's being discussed in the European Parliament. The issue of youth unemployment, at least, is being discussed in the European Parliament this week at the plenary session. A bit more about its ineffectiveness. But at the moment, we're going to concentrate a bit more on interns' rights. And I want to touch on, with Regis, the issue of legality. There is actually, just to clarify for the listener, no harmonised EU law when it comes to internships. It's just different laws in different countries. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Recently, there was a quality framework for traineeships that was basically pushed by the Commission and validated by the Council. It's a step forward, something that we celebrate in a way, but it's clearly not sufficient. That's why actually we are here now trying to do more. Okay, so now with that in mind now, my next question, what's happening on Friday? Let's talk about the event, what's going to happen. Let's talk it up for people who are listening now who would maybe have benefit to attend. So I'll give you the floor on that. Thanks. Yeah, Friday it's the European Interns Day, so we want to make it the largest gathering of interns in Europe. And if you want, the day is basically from 12:30 to 6, and it's very structured in two parts. From 12:30 to 3, it's a gathering in front of the European Parliament, basically to raise awareness. On the Place Lux side of the European Parliament, just to confirm, because there's several entrances. So. Yeah, exactly. It's actually where we did the sandwich protest last year. Okay. It's really to raise awareness and to talk about the situation, because too many people don't know the situation. And so it's a call for actions. We're going to have a lot of workshops, actually. Great speakers going to come and speak, and we're going to be able to do lots of stuff. Rate your internship. You're going to be able to get some career advice. Actually, the JCI guys are going to do some great stuff too. I'm sure they're going to say that in a minute. I'm going to get them on that now in a second. But just with regards to the internships, you say you can rate your internship. Yeah, you can rate. I assume you can do that anonymously, because some people might go, I want to rate it. I may not like it. I may have a great internship, get paid a lot, or get completely taken advantage of. But it's all anonymous. They can rate it. It's all anonymous. And not get found out. Yeah, absolutely. We know who they are because we have their emails. It's just in case there is an issue, but it's of course highly confidential. Yeah, absolutely. So that's for the first half. It's really about making as much noise as we can, and we're expecting actually on Facebook now we're more than 400 people, and we're expecting much more. We're going to have some free food and some concerts also, and then we go to the Parliament, to the European Parliament, who's hosting us for a panel debate from 3 to 5:30, and then this is really about discussing the solutions now. What are the ways forward? Has the EU done enough? And who have you speaking? Who have you addressing the audience? Yeah, so in the panel debate, we're going to have basically Actually, we have to register online for that panel debate by Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, Wednesday afternoon,
Yeah.
and we'll come back to that. I'll be sure to give out the address
Yeah.
where to go on that.
Great, thanks very much.
Of course.
And so the panel debate is going to be moderated by Alan Powell, which is the Secretary General of the European Youth Forum, extensive knowledge on the question. We're going to have a representative of the European Commission, Tamas Varnay, who actually wrote the quality framework to a large extent. We're going to have also a representative from the civil society, someone from Interns Aware, someone from Génération Précaire, who just pushed a new law for interns in France, and probably an MEP too. We have the support of several MEPs at the moment, still waiting to see who's going to come exactly. And then the guys from InternsGoPro.
And with regards to JCI,
We will be quite present there.
Mhm.
So we're going to have the stand where everybody can pass by. We can give them more information about our current campaigns. We're also going to give a workshop, a professional orientation workshop with an HR expert around 2 o'clock. But what's most important is that we're launching a contest online on the Facebook event page. And basically what we're offering, the prize is 3 coaching sessions with high-level HR experts that will contain, we will be of 1 hour each. And it's a strategic planning, is a way to establish your career goals and how to achieve them. And at JCI, well, as Magali said, we are very much focused on the idea of empowering youth and making them take over their future and become their own heroes. So in order to win one of the 3 coaching sessions, you will have to post on the Facebook event page either a photo with you as posing as a hero, or maybe think about the time.
Superman or
Yes,
something like that?
Yes, Superman, Wonder Woman, that would be
Super
really
intern.
great. Yes,
Super
the super intern, yeah.
Okay.
And either that, or think about a time when you managed to save the day and become a hero. And don't forget to use the hashtags Interns Day and JCI.
Hashtag is Interns Day.
Interns Day and hashtag JCI THOE. So the JCI, the Heart of Europe hashtag, and post it on the event, and the 3 people that get the most likes will win the contest.
Okay, well, I'll be reminding the listeners of that,
That would be
before
really
we go.
interesting. Thank you.
Of course, absolutely. And so you mentioned a number. You mentioned 400 in the Facebook. There's very possibly a lot more will come. What about the debate? How many people are you expecting to come to that?
So we only have room for 200.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, I'm expecting the room to be full, especially because it's Friday afternoon, and especially because basically this is very important. I think a lot of people have been waiting for some type of concrete solution, and I think the fact that we are launching the European Label for Quality Internships during the panel debate at the Parliament is important. I mean, that label should basically allow you to know who are the good employers and who are the less good employers, let's say.
Okay, so, and I assume employers themselves know about this. So if, for example, a particular company is taking advantage of their interns, how is it in their interest not to carry on what they're doing? They might say, well, it's saving us a fortune in money. We can find interns who will gladly do this just to get on the employment ladder, if you could even call it. It's not really the employment ladder, if not getting paid, but still. How can they be brought around to your way of thinking?
Yeah, I mean, so it's really, it's all about our theory of change. So that's why we rate internships too, right? So we're going to rate employers first, and then the good guys, we're going to allow them to get a label and visibility to attract the best talents. And let's say the less good guys got a bad reputation out of it. And so it's much harder for them to actually attract the talents they want or the graduates they want. So, and our entire idea is to give some consulting services to employers to improve. Actually, employers think it's expensive to have a quality internship. It is not. It is not that hard at all. They're just not educated about it.
Okay, so, well, we're going to return to this topic very shortly. You're listening to RadioX on 104.3 BXFM every weeknight between 7 and 8 p.m. In studio this evening, I've got InternsGoPro and JCI The Heart of Europe.
This is RadioX.
Now, back to our main feature discussion this evening, internships rights. Now, we're chatting a bit before the break about the event that's happening this Friday, 12:30. It's in Place Luxembourg, just off Place Luxembourg, outside the European Parliament. And there's a debate then later on in the evening inside in the Joseph Sandhal building, isn't that right?
Absolutely.
With regards to, you mentioned something to me before coming on, centers around the debates to quality internships. For the uninitiated, what, in your opinion, is a quality internship?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. Basically, just to clarify, in our view, now internships became a requirement to get a job. And if you don't do quality internships, you don't maximize your chances to get to actually get a job. And the issue is that you don't know how to differentiate. So we really want to push this definition forward. For us, the quality internship, if you want, is composed of 8 criteria. But to make it very short, it has to be fair remuneration. Like this, it's affordable for everyone. It's therefore social equality. And then it has to be, of course, a quality of training. You need to get the skills that the employers ask in order to get a job.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we hear this, the internship merry-go-round, as some people in the Anglophone world anyway would call it, going from one internship to another to another. I remember chatting to an MEP about this. She was at a conference and said, hands up those who are doing an internship, and most of the room put their hands up. Those in the second internship, half the room. Mm-hmm. Those on a third one, again, about 40%.
Yeah.
I mean, when does it end? When does someone actually get a job out of it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, actually, we're gonna have make a kind of a fake, but Guinness Book records of number of internships on the day. Actually, we have someone that's a true story though. A friend of us who's a German girl. She has done 10 internships. 10, and now she's a freelancer. And sometimes you got paid 250, sometimes you got paid 800, sometimes you got paid 1,200.
It's a vicious cycle.
It sounds like a vicious circle, absolutely. And have you been in touch with the likes of graduates, those leaving college, those that are most likely, more susceptible to being, taken advantage of or exploited? Have you been had the chance yet, or is it maybe in your plans to address graduates, or at least attract graduates?
Oh yeah, actually we have gotten more than 200 internship ratings already on InternsGoPro.com, just because people are really angry about the situation, and they tell us their story, and it's pretty bad. I mean, the thing is, you pay for education in a lot of the EU countries, and then you have to pay to get further training in order to get a job. That is the situation. You have 5 years of studies, and you still have to pay to do an internship. And so you have a lot of unpaid labor. That's one thing. But the second is, they need actually to get some money to live. So what they do is they take on, some job in a bar or in a restaurant or some, babysitting and stuff like that.
So they're doing 2 jobs effectively.
Yeah, I remember my parents talking to me about, you're lucky enough because your generation is going to be able to get the dream job, the job that you really want to do. Well, I'm not sure about that anymore.
You might pay for it.
You might pay for it. So in JCI's view, dream jobs, are they out there?
Yeah, we believe that you need to find the right career path for you, but at the same time coming back to that vicious internship cycle, which we always talk about, and whenever we have an event like a panel or something, we always touch upon it. I've moderated a few panels for the Your Future in Brussels project, and that's one of my questions there. It's how the heck do we break this internship cycle? Because if you have a young person going through, let's say, 10 internships like your friend there, if each internship lasts 3 to 4 months, that person is out of work for that amount of time. And therefore, that person is losing that time that they can be gaining from actually getting into a career, gaining that experience that they can leverage later on in their life, contributing to their pension, to social benefits, and saving up money to actually face the difficulties of life, whether it be to buy a house or whether to make whatever purchases they want. And so, they need to get out of that, and they need to really, first of all, do a good internship that leads to a job, or to, like we do in the Your Future in Brussels event, be inspired, know who they are, do a deep reflection about their personality. What is it? What is that job where they will shine? What is that job that will combine passion and experience and that long-term career growth? And speaking on the Your Future in Brussels event, I really want to let Magali speak about how it's grown.
Yes.
Because, now there's a big European-wide campaign that she's leading together with her team.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it all started back in 2012. That was the idea led by Kamil then. Since then, we had 4 events in Brussels. We are now looking at having a 5th edition. Between now and the end of the year. We know we kicked off with the European campaign in May as well, so that means we started at the same time as Brussels with Riga in Latvia, London in the UK, and Opole in Poland. So those were the 4 main cities with which we started, and we are now organizing it in Milan, Spain, Slovakia, Netherlands, and we are in discussion with many more countries like Germany, Watch out, because more is coming.
It's burgeoning more and more and more. And indeed, at the event itself, you've got various coaches coming.
Yes, indeed, and we are very thankful because actually they volunteered to come, and so we are very, very grateful for them. It's going to be 3 senior level HR experts who are their goal is to coach people to orient themselves towards a successful career. And I would really like to thank Céline de Ruder, Annick Bleyen, and Patrick Namot. Okay. They will be conducting the 3 sessions that will actually happen after the event.
Okay, so just to wrap things up with this, the logistics, how to get there, where can we find it online? Regis?
Absolutely. So the website is EuropeanInternsDay.org. You can also find on Facebook, of course, European Interns Day. You'll find the event. I just want to mention we had 20 NGOs partnering for this. And so basically, I mean, you can probably find the event also on lots of other websites. And I just want to say one last thing is, of course, the employers are welcome because at the end of the day, we're not going against employers. We actually want jobs, and we just want to, basically incentivize them to take more care of the youth.
Okay, so I'll repeat that. I'll repeat that address out before we finish up this evening. But for now, talking here, RadioX live on 104.3 BXFM. We're talking about rights for interns across Europe. So I'd like to thank Regis Pradal from InternsGoPro and from JCI The Heart of Europe, Kamil MROZ, Magali Poublon, and Felicia Brighidau. I hope I pronounced that. I hope they pronounced that properly. So guys, thank you very much for coming in and speaking to us live this evening.
This is Radio X.